Remember when the metaverse was supposed to be the future? When Mark Zuckerberg told us we'd all be living in a digital world, working, socializing, and even falling in love through VR headsets? Well, what happened? Where is this virtual utopia we were promised? Why did the metaverse, once hyped as the next big thing, crash and burn? And if it hasn't failed yet, is it doomed to fail in the future? Today, we uncover the dark truth about the metaverse. What went wrong, who lost billions, and why it might have been a scam from the start. The metaverse hype. What was promised? Let's rewind to 2021. Facebook rebranded itself to Meta. Mark Zuckerberg stood in front of a virtual landscape and told the world that the metaverse was the future, a place where people could work, play, socialize, and even own digital real estate. Tech giants and investors went all in. Billions were poured into metaverse projects. Companies like Microsoft, Apple, and Google all wanted a piece of this futuristic world. People were paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for virtual land in places like Decentraland and the Sandbox. It felt like the early days of the internet. Those who got in early would be the digital kings of the future. But today, the metaverse is quiet, almost abandoned. Virtual malls sit empty, VR events are ghost towns, and even Meta itself has pivoted away from the idea. So, what went wrong? The first reason, the tech wasn't ready. Here's the brutal truth: the technology just wasn't there. People were promised a seamless, immersive world, but what they got was laggy, awkward, and expensive. Let's be real, VR headsets are still clunky. The graphics in most metaverse platforms looks like a bad PS2 game. And the experience, far from the next internet. Zuckerberg hyped up Horizon Worlds, Meta's flagship metaverse project, but it was barely functional. Even Meta's own employees didn't want to use it. The tech wasn't futuristic. It was frustrating. Second reason, no one actually wanted it. Let's ask a simple question. Did people actually want a metaverse? Tech companies pushed the idea, but did everyday people actually care? Social media, gaming, and Zoom already existed. Did we really need to strap on a VR headset to have a meeting when we could just use a laptop? The metaverse was a solution looking for a problem. Instead of solving real-world issues, it asked people to leave reality behind and spend time in a clunky, cartoonish world. And let's be honest, most people don't want to live in VR all day. The third reason, the economy of the metaverse was a joke. One of the biggest metaverse selling points, digital real estate. People were paying millions for virtual land, thinking they were getting in on the next big gold rush. Companies like Nike and Gucci bought metaverse stores. Celebrities jumped in. But here's the problem: virtual land is unlimited. Unlike real-world land, which is scarce, the metaverse could just create more whenever it wanted. So why would digital land hold value? Most metaverse landowners today are sitting on worthless pixels. The hype train moved on, and their investment turned into a digital ghost town. Fourth reason, privacy, surveillance, control. Let's talk about the dark side of the metaverse. If you thought social media was bad for privacy, the metaverse would have been a nightmare. Everything you do in the metaverse can be tracked. Your movements, interactions, and even your eye movements. Who controls the metaverse? Big tech. And if social media already manipulates what we see, imagine what they could do in a fully immersive world. Deepfakes, identity theft, and fraud would have skyrocketed in a digital landscape where anyone could be anyone. The metaverse wouldn't have freed us. It would have enslaved us to an even more controlled and monitored digital world. Fifth reason, the rise of AI, the final nail in the coffin. While the metaverse struggled, something else was rising. Artificial intelligence. ChatGPT, AI-generated content, and automation stole the spotlight. Instead of investing in clunky VR worlds, tech companies shifted their focus to AI. And here's the kicker: AI is actually useful. It saves time, automates tasks, and creates content. Meanwhile, the metaverse was asking people to spend money to live in a cartoon world that no one needed. The world moved on, and the metaverse, it became an expensive, abandoned dream. What's next? Could the metaverse make a comeback? Is the metaverse completely dead? Not necessarily. There are still VR games, Arkansas technology is evolving, and digital worlds like Roblox and Fortnite are thriving in their own way. But will we see a fully immersive Ready Player One style metaverse? Probably not anytime soon. Not unless the tech gets way better, people actually want it, and it solves real problems instead of creating new ones. Right now, though, the metaverse hype train has crashed, and it's not getting back on track anytime soon. So what do you think? Was the metaverse always doomed to fail, or could it still make a comeback? Drop a comment below, let's debate this. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into tech's biggest failures, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more episodes of Uncharted Depths. Next time, we're talking about why billionaires are secretly building underground bunkers and what they might know that we don't. Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical, and never stop questioning.